Hello students, this video is about the other topics left in the chapter Our Environment. They are the biological magnification of harmful chemicals. Then what happens when we add our waste to the environment? So let's start with biological magnification first. So what is biological magnification? The successive increase in the concentration of some chemicals through different food levels of a food chain in an ecosystem is called biological magnification. Here I want to give an example for explanation. Like harmful and toxic pesticides that are used to protect our crops and manage to escape in the soil or in the water bodies like pond, lakes and river. Being non-biodegradable, these pesticides are not destroyed. They enter the food chain at the level of producers by absorption along with the water and minerals. From the producers, they enter the herbivores and from herbivores into the carnivores. As they move up in the food chain, they become more and more concentrated at each trophic level. In one case study, it has been found that the water bodies were found to contain only 0.003 ppb, that is parts per billion of DDT. The phytoplankton and the zooplankton which consume this water were found to contain 0.04 ppm, that is parts per million concentration of the DDT in their body. Now the small and the large fishes that feed on these planktons had 0.5 ppm and 2 ppm DDT in their body tissues respectively. Thus the DDT concentration reached to 5 ppm in the birds feeding on these fishes. So what does this show? This shows that the amount of toxic non-biodegradable substances increase with the successive trophic levels. Man, being on the top of the food chain, accumulates the maximum concentration of such toxic non-biodegradable substances in the body. The problem is that these substances cannot be removed from the body or the food items, and hence, even after washing or by other means, the non-biodegradable waste enter our body through these food substances. Next topic is what happens when we add our waste to the environment. The useless, leftover or discarded material generated in our daily life is called waste. The waste can be of various forms. They are gaseous, liquid and solid. Gaseous waste are the exhaust from automobiles, smoke from the industries, chimneys and houses. Liquid waste are the sewage water effluents from the industries. The solid waste may be garbage, that is eliminated from the home as well as industries, even from the slaughterhouse. The trash and rubbish like the polybag, plastics, broken cardboard, etc. is also waste. Chemicals and industrial waste like hospital waste, cotton, bandage, plaster, discarded syringes, etc. are also waste. Human excreta and cattle dung, they are also waste. Farm waste such as husk, coconut fiber, sawdust, and poultry farm wastes. Classification of waste materials. Waste materials deposited in the environment due to the human activity is divided into two main categories: biodegradable waste and non-biodegradable waste. Biodegradable waste are the organic waste which are broken down into simple organic and inorganic compounds by the action of decomposers. They are cycled in the environment in separate biogeochemical cycles. Example of such type of waste are dead and decaying remains of the plant and animal, fecal matter, excreta, domestic waste products, cattle dung, sewage from water, wastewater, wood, compost, etc. This type of waste are decomposed by the decomposers. Leather, being a biodegradable waste, takes a long time to degrade as compared to the other biodegradable wastes. Now, there are also some harmful effects of biodegradable waste. What are they? They are as follows. They produce stinging smell due to the release of odorous gases. This causes irritation, nausea, and giddiness. A variety of microbes multiply in the dumped organic matter. These microbes may cause diseases in man, animal, and plants. Dumps become breeding ground of the mosquitoes, flies, rats, and spread various germs. Decaying organic matter in the water releases salts, which supports the growth of excessive microbes and algae. This consumes most oxygen dissolved in the water and hence increasing the biological oxygen demand. Deficiency of the oxygen in the water causes depletion of the aquatic life and the death of the fishes. The next topic is non-biodegradable waste. The waste materials which cannot be broken down into non-poisonous or harmful substances in nature are called non-biodegradable waste. These are the waste which cannot be broken down by decomposers because they do not have enzymes to digest such wastes. Only physical process like heat and pressure can affect these wastes. Under the ambient condition of the environment, this substance simply persists in the environment for a long time. Organic product like coal, which gives away enormous amount of heat energy on burning, cannot be eaten by human being because we don't have enzymes to digest it. In the same way, non-biodegradable waste are not digested by the decomposers because they do not have the enzyme to digest those substances. So these non-biodegradable wastes are the major pollutant of the environment. These non-biodegradable wastes are generated from our domestic use, pesticides, industries, etc. There are so many harmful effects of the non-biodegradable waste, such as this non-biodegradable waste like chemicals, DDT and aldrin. All this causes biological magnification as they enter in the food chain that I have discussed just few minutes ago. Excessive use of the fertilizer and pesticide may also cause the change in the pH of the soil, which makes the soil unsuitable for crop growth. All the waste need to be properly disposed of. If they are left over for a longer time, it will emit stinging smell and also it will become a breeding place for mosquitoes, flies and rats and act as a source of many pathogens. On the other hand, it will also spoil the aesthetic value of the place and render the place unsuitable for any other purpose. So, what are the ways to dispose this solid waste? Open dumping, landfilling, composting, incineration, recycling, and reuse. Open dumping is a conventional and widely used method for waste disposal. In this method, the solid wastes are simply dumped in the selected area of the town. This method has several disadvantages as it creates pollution of different ways in the nature. Filling is the method of waste disposal at low-lying areas and is compacted by rolling with bulldozers. The waste is then covered with a layer of soil. In composting, the household waste such as peeling of fruits and vegetables, leftover food, fallen dead leaves and kitchen waste are all converted into compost and is used as manure later. In incineration, in the process of this, the combustible waste are burnt at a very high temperature, nearly more than 1000 degrees centigrade, and the ash which is obtained after incineration constitute less than 10% of the total mass of the waste. Generally, hospital waste, household waste, and chemical waste are burnt by this method. Next comes recycling. In this process, solid waste is broken down into its constituent materials. These materials are then used again to make new items. Like, for example, paper, plastic, glass metals can be recycled in the recycling units. The last of all is the reuse. It is the practice of using an item again and again after proper cleaning and repair. So my dear students, it was all about today's topic. In the next video, I will discuss about the ozone depletion and the effects of ozone depletion, the ways by which the ozone is depleted. Thanks for watching this video.